Hey guys, welcome back to the vlogs.
So, okay, so let's talk about 11.3. Circles translated from the origin. So, usually our formula for circles is what? What does it look like? Yes, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, okay? If the origin is 0, 0, that is our formula because there's nothing being added to x, there's nothing being added to y. If our center is not 0, 0, your formula is going to say x plus something or minus something squared, okay? Plus y plus or minus something squared equals r squared, okay? So really, the standard formula is this, x minus squared, okay? This is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. H and k become your center point. Now, look at this. Here, h is negative. Here, k is negative. What happens to my center point? H and k are what? No. Here it's negative. Here it's negative. There they are. Positive. So it's opposite of whatever sign is inside of your parentheses. Okay? So this becomes your center. The reason it's opposite is because what I would do is I would say x minus h equals 0 and solve for x. You get what I'm saying? And so you add it and you get x equals h. That's why it's always opposite of what's inside of here. Okay? So on this board it gives us a circle, okay, and it says standard forms of equations for a circle. So let's say on the board they give you an example that says x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 25. Okay? In order to graph this circle, I need you to tell me what is the center first. What is my center point?
Negative 3, 2.
Negative 3, 2. Okay? What is my radius? 5. 5, because I take the square root of that. Okay, so 5. Here's what that means now. If my center is negative 3, 2, I go to negative 3, 2, and I put my center circle, a little dot for the center. From there, I count 5 units up, 5 units to the right, 5 units to the left, 5 units down, and that's how I create my new circle. Does that make sense? So it's 5 units from the center. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So from here, I would have a point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out from there. Okay, from here, I would have a point 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have a 0.5 up, 2, 4, 5. I'd have a 0.5 down, 2, 4, 5. And that makes my new circle. Does that make sense? So when your center translates, you use the radius from the center that you now have, not from 0, 0 to make your circle. So if my radius is 6 units, I would count 6 from the center point that I just created. Okay? That's the only change that we have today. I got 2 more slides, but that's the only change we have. That h and k tell me my center point, and from my center point, I use my radius to draw my circle. Okay, so here I have an equation, and it says state in standard form. It wants me to rewrite this equation in standard form. It says 2 parentheses x minus 3 squared plus 2 parentheses y plus 2 squared plus 7 equals 15. What do you want to do first to get this into standard form? Which in this case, standard form is either x squared plus y squared equals r squared or x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. These are standard form.
Subtract by 7 from both
Okay,
sides.
so let's subtract 7 from both sides. When I subtract 7 from 15, what do you get? 8. So I have 8 equals, and then I have 2 times y plus 2 squared, right? And I have 2 times x minus 3 squared. What do you think I need to do next?
Would we distribute or would we divide
By
by
2.
2?
Don't distribute.
So the other divide by 2.
Divide by 2, because I want it to say x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals whatever, you get what I'm saying? I wanna get those by themselves, so don't distribute, just simply divide. So I get parentheses x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 4. Now, what is the center of my circle?
Three,
Positive
three negative 2.
Beautiful. Positive 3, negative 2. What's the radius of my circle? 2. You take the square root of 4. So if I were to graph this, right? I'm just going to pretend that I have numbers on here. I would be at 3, negative 2, right? And from there I would go 2 units over, 2 units down, 2 units over, 2 units down, and I'd make my circle, yes? Boom. Okay, pretend that's a circle. But does that make sense? Okay? So when you're writing the formula in standard form, do not distribute, divide. You might get a fraction.
Oof.
That's okay. Because I'll just take the square root of 13.5 or whatever it is, and you'll do that in your calculator, and you'll go over 1.6 units or 2 point whatever it is, okay? So, we're not really adding anything to circles, except for our center is no longer 0, 0, so we find our center first, and then we adjust from there. You okay, Carlin? Okay. Here's another one. How do I write this in standard form?
Couldn't we like put the x's together? and
Beautiful.
cancel
Let's group the x's and let's group
Combine
the
right
y's.
terms, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Good
So
job,
if I
Isaac.
group the x's and y's, that means I have 2x squared plus 4x, right? And then I have plus 2y squared minus 8y, yeah? And what am I going to do with 22?
You're gonna add it
To the other side, okay. Equals 22. Now, talk to me about this. This here says x minus h, right? Okay, so what do I need to take out of here?
Right,
Can I take something out of there? Somebody's serious going on. What do you need to do there?
Hey Siri.
Stop. What do you need to do there, or can I do something there?
Well,
Call
wouldn't you have to
911.
like take the like
That's
square out of it?
I don't have an iPhone, so not my problem.
How about, even though we have things grouped, look at this. This has a 2, this has a 4, 2, 8, 2. What do you notice about all those numbers?
They're all
Divisible by
They're all divisible by 2, so I'm going to divide everything by 2.
Ooh, fancy.
Word, dog.
Boom. Okay? If we divide everything by 2, I get x squared plus 2x, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus y squared minus 4y.
X squared plus 2x
You got children.
plus y squared minus 4y equals 11, right? Okay.
Yeah, please.
So now we've made it a little simpler, okay? What do you think we do from there?
Wouldn't you just, oh wait, no.
Do we take the square
Square
root
root
of it?
Okay,
But
I
then
don't
you
know
would
that
take-
you've ever done what we're gonna do next.
It's okay, Faith. We both have the
Hold
same
up, bro. I
idea.
know what to do.
We're gonna do something called completing the square. Okay, completing the square. Here I have x squared and 2x, but I don't have that constant that goes with a formula, right? So I have x squared plus 2x in this parentheses, plus something there, okay? I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. Here I have y squared minus 4y plus something there equals 11, okay?
So you can just throw random stuff in there.
No. This is called completing the square. What you do is you take what this middle number is, okay? This b, because remember, ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so I'm trying to find the constant. I take my b. My b in this case is 2. So my c equals my b divided by 2 squared, okay? And this is my c and that's my c, so I'm going to do it twice. What is 2 divided by 2?
1,
And what is 1 squared?
4.
So this gets a 1 there.
Hey, yo, where did that 6 come from?
Where did what come from? It's a b. Okay, so I get a 1 there. Here's the deal. If I add a 1 to this side, what do I need to do to this side?
Add a 1.
Add a 1.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm going to add 2 things over there as well. Okay, I'm going to add a 1.
Got your back, dog.
Okay, now I need to complete the square again. okay? Here I have 4. You don't take the well, you can take the negative because when I square it, it's
It's
gonna
positive.
Divided by 2 is
be. So negative 4 divided by 2 is
2.
negative 2, and what's negative 2 squared?
4.
4. So I put a 4 here, and I put a 4 here.
Wait, why would you put it at? Oh, because you have.
Because once you do the one side, you have to do the other one.
Right, it's just like when we do fractions and things like that, I have to keep everything equal. Now, here's what happens. This is a perfect square trinomial, meaning it factors to this, x plus 1 squared. Because if I FOILed it, I would get x squared plus 2x plus 1.
Yeah, foiling it.
Look,
It
this
makes sense.
is the same
This
as
is when I got a piece.
this. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Oh my.
This is this.
Whoa.
That's what we're doing. Faith, it's like this. Look.
Whoa.
When I take x squared plus 2x plus 1 and I unfoil it, right, I get this. X and x. What multiplies to give me 1 adds to give me 2.
3, 1.
1 and 1, right? X plus 1
Hey, bro, come on,
squared. Okay? That's why we're completing the square.
Not gonna lie, my mind's like blown.
So wait, technically, wouldn't you just take out the middle number and put the?
No, no.
bro.
Because what happens if that middle number is 9? What's half of 9?
4.5.
3.
How about 3.5? Well, you're
3.5.
okay.
Wait, half
Or
of
no,
9.
4.5. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. So 4.5. What is 4.5 squared though?
I don't know.
Well, do it.
like
2.25.
It's like
20. No,
What'd you say?
18.
I said 2.25.
18.
But I'm probably wrong.
18.
My mind's
Oh, I was
very blown
close,
because
kinda.
What is it?
20.25.
20.25. 4.5 squared is 20.25.
Oh,
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
So then that would have to be added to this side and to that side. Do you get
So
what I'm
then-
saying?
You just.
That's why
Oh,
it doesn't
shit.
always work out the way you're thinking, Faith. Okay? Now, what would
Expand
this
your mind.
technically factor to?
What? Wait, what multiply together is 4
2 and 2.
and adds.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
What
whoa,
multiplies
shit,
give me
okay.
positive 4 and adds give me negative 4?
2 and 2.
Not,
Negative 4?
no, stop. What multiplies to give me 4, right? Y squared, you guys did this type of easy algebra last year.
I know, I don't
What
remember.
multiplies to
That
give
was
me,
last year.
stop. What multiplies to give me positive 4 but adds
Oh,
to give me
negative 2 and
negative
negative
4? Negative 2 and negative 2. Because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, and negative 2 times y is negative 2y, negative 2 times y is negative 2y, giving me the negative 4y. Here's your hint. When you take half of whatever that middle number is, see 1, 1. Negative 2, negative 2.
So then would
Equals what? 16. That's my formula of that circle now in standard form.
I think
Now,
the radius is 4.
The radius, yes.
Like, because you're like, that equals 4.
Time out. What is your question,
The
Faith?
center or whatever the C.
The center is what?
60. No, whatever. the-
Negative 1, 2.
Whatever.
Yeah, my center is negative 1, positive 2.
Looks like a
From
smiley
here.
face.
See, but from the C equals the B divided by 2.
Yeah.
Squared. And you're like, that is 1, and that's 2, and that's 1, and that's 2. So, is it half? Just.
Listen, to figure out completing the square, you take half of this number here and you square it to get that number.
Yes.
You add that number to the other
Yeah,
side also.
I get that part.
Okay,
It's
I'm
the
going step by
40.
step, wait till I get there. For this one, you take half of negative 4, which is negative 2. You square it, you get 4, you add it here, you add it here. To break this back down, because it has to be in x minus h squared form. It has to be in that form. Whatever number you have here, after you divided it by 2, is what number goes here.
Okay, that's.
So x plus 1.
That's what
When I divided this, I got negative 2, so y minus 2. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay.
My
So we
mind's
don't have
blown.
to foil every time.
So you don't have to FOIL every time, you can cheat and just look at what you, when you divided b by 2, what did you get? Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, that's what goes in those parentheses. Okay?
And
So technically, you don't have to show me this whole step here, as long as you remember to add the 1 and the 4 to the other side, you can go straight into x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. Now I know my center is -1, +2, and my radius is 4, so I can graph that sucker, okay? You can graph it. And that is the hardest part of this section, otherwise, it's just regular circle stuff that we normally do.
Is that the hardest part of the chapter?
This is the only other part of the chapter we're doing.
Oh, so we're just doing 1 and 3?
Yep, and you're just quizzing over on Thursday before we leave.
Like, subscribe, comment to me at the Anything else that crew.
Yes.
I want to go home.
Wave Crystal.